Oh, yeah.
Right now on the Dick's Show.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Are we? Let's start the show. Please, let's not do that.
Let's start the show.
It's a damn good show for
Damn
you.
good show.
Oh, no.
Fuck out of
As
my
executive producer of this show, I'm saying we're not doing that.
Would you prefer that we do the Shapiro?
We can do the Shapiro. We got a really good show for you. We're going to talk really fast in a high-pitched voice.
Yes,
do you end
welcome back.
How do you end up with a radio show when your voice is like that?
You have intelligent shit to say, I think.
I guess. But that's probably it, yeah, because the guy is pretty smart.
So, yeah, it's crazy.
Welcome, everybody, to the Dick Show. We're glad that we're able to be back with you finally after some technical difficulties
Guess
that
who's
we
back?
think we
Guess
have.
who's
Sort of.
back?
Yeah, we're back on a Wednesday night.
We're not sure if we have them figured out all the way, but...
Well, we'll see.
We're back on air.
We'll go around and introduce everybody.
Did you
My
guys
name
miss us?
is DJ Richard Mixon. Across from me is DJ Riches, and our producer, who has never seen a single episode of The Tiger King, Tiani, here to my right.
That's falsified information.
She's never watched a single episode of The Tiger King.
Lies.
Nope.
Lies.
Okay, Joe Bird.
Lies. Says the woman with yarn in her hair.
She watched 5 seconds of it, and then she realized what it was, and she yelled at me, and I had to turn it back off.
Yeah. we got a good show. Hold on.
I want a drink.
Okay. Pour some drinks.
That's what we got
Let's see what
today.
we got.
What's the liquor of the week look like?
Look at that. I don't
Big
think
old
how
ice
fancy
cube
you are.
Macombo single barrel rum that we're gonna
20
pour
years
for each other.
old,
Yep.
right? I got underwear older than that.
Isn't that the age of your wife when you first met her?
Why you bringing up old shit, bro?
Yeah. Well, it's young actually. Isn't that funny? If it's a person, it's young. If it's an alcohol, it's old.
We haven't had rum in a
you
while
show
on
the
the show.
bottle?
We haven't had rum in a while, so.
Did you show the bottle?
Well, we showed a picture of it on
I
the.
think-
On the
Look at how fancy that. What would you say is on that bottle?
That's a half-ass
It
show.
feels like it's got feels like it's wearing like sexy underwear kind of thing. All right, salute. Macombo,
Welcome
20
back.
year-
Welcome back.
20-year rum, and
Here's to nothing.
oh, hey,
It's got a little kick. It's nice.
that's
It's
good. That's good
nice.
rum. Okay,
Put hair in your
Like
chest.
Whiskey.
where is the rum?
We could be pirates today.
We can. Let's do this day in history.
Hold on.
Speaking of pirates.
Slow
Damn,
down,
slow your
bro.
ass.
We've got a lot to talk
It's
about
been.
tonight.
We do have a lot to talk about tonight. We actually got a fun-filled show, kind of, and we got some bullshit to talk about, some shit to bore you with. But it's been
Nothing
2
will be
weeks.
boring.
It's been 2 weeks, bro.
It has been 2 weeks.
How was your week?
Spent desperately trying to fix our computer machines so that we could go online with this broadcast.
And how'd it go?
We're here right now.
Let's not speak too soon.
Yeah, we're here for the time being, and we need to build it. We need to end up building another computer, but we're here now.
That's okay, though, bro. That's okay. So, what else did you do? Nothing?
A lot
trouble?
of motorcycle riding.
Did you?
Some barbecues, some house music that I was playing, and
You know what's crazy, bro?
what's up?
We have blue skies outside
Right,
for the first time in weeks.
first time in weeks.
First time in weeks. You know why?
Thank you, Jesus.
About another 11 months, and we'll be back to where we were again.
No, we're gonna be back in the fucking house. Now they're gonna say, you know what? Coronavirus is back. Get your ass back in the house. You know, sorry the skies are blue and we can't make you stay, right?
Right.
My wife tells me that shit all the time. Get out of the garage. Get your ass back in the house.
I know. Because I like to be out in the garage a lot working on stuff. Especially, you get a new motorcycle and there's toys you want to put on it, and
Yeah.
you can't go out there. It's too smoky. Well, I don't mind.
Can I ask you a question? Personal question?
What's that?
Okay. So, my wife gives me shit all the time about like, well, why is it you have no problem doing shit outside, washing the cars, mowing the lawn, pulling weeds, cleaning the garage,
Mm-hmm.
She's like, but you don't want to do shit inside the house.
Well, don't you guys, the two of you, have that kind of, the responsibilities are kind of split up, right? Like you handle the yard work. And
Do people actually have marriages like that? Because it's like you have your guy. Well, that's guy shit. You can't. I'm not doing the guy shit. You're pulling weeds and mowing the lawn and washing the cars.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to girl shit, you better get your ass in the kitchen and wash the fucking dishes. What do you mean? I ain't cooking dinner. Cook dinner.
Nah.
What do you mean, nah?
That's
Sounds like we need to get a
50-50.
couch in the studio so you can talk to us about all these kind of things.
50-50. I mean,
I think, and
So
your
it's
wife,
only-
and
it's
your
only
wife is signed in
50-50.
and she's watching
We
the
do
show
both.
right now.
It's only 50-50 when it's like
we do both.
woman stuff. Like, would you call cooking and cleaning woman stuff?
Scott cooks all the time.
I cook
and
a lot.
I cook all the time.
She cooks. She's a Damn good cook.
Damn good. So good. Ooh, look good. See this shirt right here? You can buy it online. Go to thedickshow.com and you can get our shirt for $19.99.
Damn good shirt.
Damn good shirt. Feels good. Feels good.
Special prize to the first person can figure out the impression that we're trying to do right now, because I'm sure you'll hear it a couple more times during the show.
Yeah.
We've been saying our whole pre-show meeting has just been us.
I like them. I legitimately.
Corny.
They're corny, but they
Corniness.
entertain me. They entertain
All
me.
right. This day in history.
Tell me what happened.
September
What happened
23rd,
today?
1885. Billy the Kid was arrested for the first time after stealing a basket of laundry.
That's all it took, huh?
Yep. Later broke out of jail, went on to develop a rap sheet that included 21 homicides and a whole host of other things.
You got to be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean, on your
Yep.
keep.
Yes, that's right. Mount up. 1933,
Hey,
Standard
that was
Oil
on a song.
geologists arrive in Saudi Arabia, and I think we know what happened not too long after that. Saudi Arabia became a pretty wealthy place. You know, I went a little side note. I went to this this Green Building Alliance thing about maybe 10 years ago, and there was all these slides and PowerPoint presentations about all this crazy net zero building going on in Dubai.
Okay.
And all these facilities that were going to generate no waste, and
Isn't that where the
they're gonna-
biggest building in the world is?
Yeah, they were
Dubai?
going to, essentially, you'd wash your hands with the water that you just pissed out earlier because it had gone through. So net zero, right? No, doesn't use the resources, doesn't generate any waste.
Okay. Isn't that like Amazon?
And all I can think about is they're using oil money to build all this stuff in Dubai. Like, why isn't it somewhere else? Well, everywhere else is too poor to do this. Okay, 1945. First American dies in Vietnam during the fall of Saigon to the French forces.
Okay.
And 1949, President Truman announces that the Soviets have exploded a nuclear device.
So do you know, hold on, backing up to Vietnam, do you know, I'm curious. So 1945 Vietnam, right? Were we still was that still during World War II, technically?
Right at the end of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a separate kind of incident, or not separate part of it, but the French forces, basically, the French took over Vietnam before communists.
And then 1949, guess what? We're in the Cold War.
Yeah, Cold War started. Not too much recent stuff. I can't wait till we do our show in October, though, because I have a zinger for this day in history.
A zinger?
I'll give
a zinger.
Yes, it ties.
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
Damn good day.
Good day in history.
It ties in. It ties in with the movie Super Troopers.
Okay.
Yeah, it has a little correlation. With
Are
the
you
movie
gonna be
Super
Are we gonna be drinking syrup that day? Look at some syrup.
I think we should. Yeah, I think we should.
Or we can be jumping around on nimbly bimbly.
Hold on, the producer's trying to tell me something.
What happened?
We did. You already said the last one already.
Oh yeah, I said the last one already. All right, and that was it. Not too many recent things in this day in history. We stopped at 1945 this year. I mean, I looked and there was nothing.
Nothing's happened in the last 60 years.
Yeah,
like,
there was
or
I don't
like,
know, some Olympian, took a bronze medal in underwater basket weaving or something like that.
You know who is back in the news?
Who is back in the news?
Guess who's back in the news?
Oh, I know who's back in the news.
Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked him. Can't convince me that it didn't happen.
Nope.
Fed them to tigers, they snacking.
What's happening?
What's happening? Carol Baskin.
Carol Baskin's in the news. So she's on Dancing with the Stars, right?
Have you watched it?
I have
Can she
not watched
dance?
a single episode of it yet.
Can she jig?
I read something about she took a 3 in one of the things that she did. So,
Out of 5, out of 10?
well, it's out of 10, right? She took a score of 3. So I guess that essentially means that no.
Here, kitty.
What's going on underneath me?
Mama's got some food for you.
Well, I think the thing is that when you're on Dancing with the Stars, hi boys and girls, you actually have to dance. It's not just sitting
It's
there.
not hi
being
boys
a
and
putz.
girls.
I know what
It's hi
the
you
hell
cool
is
cats
that?
and kittens.
Cool cats and
You
kittens.
cool cats and
It's
kittens.
yeah. Anyways, why is Carol Baskin back in the news, you ask? Well, so she's on Dancing with the Stars, and her former husband, a gentleman by the name of Don Lewis,
Okay.
His family ran a commercial.
Okay.
And I'll set the commercial up. You're going to see a bunch of people in this. I clipped it down a little bit, shortened it, but you're going to see a bunch of people in here, and the commercial starts full 1 minute commercial.
So this is during Dancing with the Stars.
This is during the Dancing with the Stars, the full 1 minute commercial, and each person that you're going to see in this video comes on separately and says,
Please tell
"I'm
me
his
Joe Exotic paid
daughter,
for
I'm
this."
his sister, I'm his former assistant," and then I clipped it down to where the lawyer's talking. But here we go.
Don Lewis mysteriously disappeared in 1997. His family deserves answers. They deserve justice. Do you know who did this or if Carol Baskin was involved?
A $100,000 reward has been funded. You can call the tip line
$100K.
at
Joe Exotic will tell you right now. Get his ass out of jail.
646-450-6530.
Wrote a song about it.
800 litigate.
They're airing this during the
Even
show.
Chris Pratt got in on that one.
They're airing this during Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, several times during the program.
Holy shit.
And putting up 100K.
And putting up 100K.
And putting up 100K. That's not nothing.
They want to see her ass in jail.
And the lawyer said they've gotten some tips already. It's
Wait, this is real?
yeah, no, that's a commercial.
They
that's
were,
airing during
they
Dancing
were
with the
like,
Stars.
well, if you look up the tiger dung, like,
Yeah, well, and he said a lot of the tips that they're getting is people calling in saying, "I saw the Tiger King and that that bitch did it. She killed him."
I seen it on the Hodge twins. They were like, "Ooh,
Oh, damn good killing.
damn good. Them tigers loved it. Damn, good. Damn good.
What else is in the news?
Bro, notorious RBG.
RBG, the red, blue, and green. Oh, that's RGB. Never mind. The television screen and the primary colors of the, yeah.
Way over my head.
Some of them are techie.
No, it was a sad week in history. RBG's gone.
Yeah, and she, whatever you want to say about her, she battled cancer twice in like her 80s and
won.
It's a tough old bird right there.
Yes,
but
she was not trying to go. She's like, I'm not gonna let Trump put another SCOTUS.
And look what happened. So we got a screenshot here, and I want to I pulled this up because it's as much as na moment, but this is a similar situation. Of course, happened right before Trump was elected.
Yeah,
and these are what two prominent individuals, the deceased herself right there, the departed herself, has made a comment. Basically saying, hey, he's still president and he gets to elect a Supreme Court justice right now. Sorry. Fuck off.
That's just how it works.
Nice political speak. That's how it works.
There was, I know we don't have the audio of it right now, but they actually had AOC. She took to Twitter and she was like,
of course she did.
No, Francis, I see you out there. We got some respect for RBG. She was a great woman. She did a lot of things for women's rights, women's suffrage.
And this isn't so much about her death as it is about the about the politics surrounding what's going to happen now that she's passed away. That's really what it's about. Exactly. And about this video I'm about to play where somebody completely lost their shit about it.
What happened? Let me see.
Holy fucking shit, you guys! I'm driving your car, but I just got a notification that Ruth Bader Ginsburg died! Fuck! Could this year get any fucking worse?
How'd you like to be?
Ruth!
How'd you like to be the person
You
in
just had to make
that
it
car?
to 2021!
White
Jesus.
people are crazy.
Right?
You can't make that kind of shit up.
No.
I don't know if that was exaggerated or not, but it's crazy.
How would you like to picture this? You're on a road trip with that chick.
No.
Right? You're driving. She's a
Damn
passenger.
good road trip.
No, it's a shitty road trip, dude. Come on now. You're on a road trip with her, and in between her TikToks or her twits or whatever she's doing with her phone, she
twits?
she
She's on
has
the Twitter machine?
She's the one with the aux cord. What do you? How about that, huh?
You get the cranberries over and over and over again.
Just K-pop the whole time while you're driving around. Just oh god, somebody just type a big rig, take me out now.
No. So the crazy part was, right, they had AOC and she was like, come on guys, like we can't hold on, let me step back. So AOC took to Twitter and she was talking about how we can't allow the Republican Party to elect a new SCOTUS, right?
Why not?
Because it was a woman's last dying wish to not, let the current president.
Well, the funny thing about that
do
is
his
the
job.
Constitution
do
doesn't
his
say
job.
anything about a dying wish of the previous SCOTUS.
No. So what is a wish? A wish is something that
if it's somebody on their deathbed and saying he did it, it's a dying declaration and that's admissible in court. But
yes,
we're not talking.
But a
about
dying wish is something like, I wish I was a millionaire. Mm-hmm. I wish I hit the lottery.
I want to be entombed in a golden shrine when I pass in a golden mausoleum. Do you think?
What do these all have in
wish?
common? Yeah, they're not gonna fucking happen.
You know what? Wish in one hand and shit in the other one, and see which one fills up fastest.
Bottom line is, no matter who's in office, it is the president's job to nominate a new SCOTUS.
And there's nothing
period.
around saying that it's going to be a liberal Supreme Court for its entirety. Like the pendulum swings both ways. I know a lot of people forget about that, but it does, like it or not. Like it's just,
the crazy part about it is freaking Trump has had the ability to put a lot of fucking SCOTUS in their shit.
How about that?
3 in one term?
Yeah, that son of a bitch was just rubbing his hands together. I'm sure when he was sitting there. Let's take a quick break. We got lots to talk about when we come back.
These two just can't be beat.
It's the Dick Show.
How about that? Australian koalas.
Fucking koalas with the clap. Where do you get this shit?
It's a true thing, actually. It's a Twitter feed that I look at sometimes. Like, and what are you going to do about that? Like with the
clap,
koalas?
or
stop the koalas? Well, stop the koalas from mating, or get them to put rubbers on, or how do you explain to them the error of their?
They're like, it was good. It was damn good.
Damn good chlamydia.
Is that ever good?
Koalas are mean bastards too.
Are you?
Yeah.
How come you? I mean, you have all the monkeys. How come you have no koalas in here? You have monkeys and.
Well, we don't celebrate the koala the way we celebrate the monkey here.
Why? Why do you celebrate the monkey?
Because we love monkeys. Oh yeah, we have a new monkey.
Why the flamingos?
Well, because that's after her nickname is the flamingo. I don't know if you want to hear that whole story, but
I'm lost.
There was an incident out at Ski Beach, and then there was a photo later of a flamingo that looked an awful lot like the incident that happened, and it was Tiani's the flamingo.
Do I want to know what happened?
It was just a little bit to drink and there's some stumbling around, and it's sounds far more salacious than it really is, but it kind of stuck. So now there's flamingo stuff all over the place. We have the flamingos in the front lawn. I don't know if you saw those when you came in.
I seen the ant drinking the Corona.
You didn't
that
see
looks
my
cool
flamingos?
too.
It
The
does.
flamingos were giant next to the ant.
Get some real ones out there. Get a fucking peacock.
Real flamingos?
And a peacock.
Oh, the neighbors would love that. But you know what? Fuck them. They have roosters that crow every morning, and the neighbors on the other side have these chihuahuas.
Where the
that bark.
fuck do you live, bro?
The neighbors on the other side have these. You know what? I'm just gonna say. Do we have any listeners with chihuahuas? If you have a chihuahua right now and you're about to be offended by what I'm about to say, just turn your volume down for about 30 seconds. If you have a chihuahua that will literally allow me into the house and show me where the valuables are, barking at me the whole time, why not have a cat at that point? Like, what good is a dog like that? These dogs break out of their backyard. They come over here. They like at my ankles, and I just turn around and I just start walking toward them, and they're walking backwards, and I just keep walking, and they just keep. I walk them back to the house, and then just like that, and they run off.
So do you feel good being cruel to animals? To make you feel good?
You have no idea how cruel those animals are to us.
That dog. Like
all night long.
Tianica's mean to everybody.
All night long with the barking, and we're outside. It's a nice day. The sky's blue again. The smoke is gone. We're trying to hang out and just. And I used to think the man that lives in the house, and I'm sorry if I'm going to sound sexist right now, but here it goes. I think the man, if I was a man at my house and I'd be like, somebody shut those goddamn dogs up right now, I'm going to fucking kill them, right? And then I see him leaving in his work truck, and he's got the noisiest one of them all, sitting in his truck all happy, going for a ride. And I'm like, really? This is how it is? I can't even go over to him and yell about his pedals and the noises they're making?
Thinking of a dog barking all day, all
dude.
morning, all 24 fucking hours.
Nonstop. I've run in the backyard with my gun before. Like, that's how bad it's gotten.
You're going to kill a dog?
I even thought of poisoning him.
I lost my mind. I'm not proud of it.
I can't.
I got nothing. I can't
3 a.m.
bro.
and they started barking, and then there was a Doberman that used to live behind us. It was pretty chill.
Okay.
Like he was one of those dogs. You ever have a dog, and your neighbor has a dog? When the dog barks, you jump up and you want to go check around your house because you're like, that dog never barks. There's something.
My dog fucking barks at everything.
Right. Well, you would be like my neighbor then.
Yeah, I'd be like,
but this dog, he only barks when there's problems, right? And so, but I don't know. They were talking to each other, and it was 3 a.m, and I had to get up in an hour and a half and go to work, and I was mad. I was ready to shoot dogs in the city limits. That's how mad I was. I had to come back inside. You're scared.
Let us know.
Kids.
I want to see you guys. Hit us in the comments. I want to see your stories about your crazy dog stories, because
there's probably some other underlying issues going on with me at the time too.
My dog, my dog sits on the couch. Like, he sits in a certain spot on the couch. So we have this little gap in our window by the front door, right? Maybe it's like 4 or 5 inches wide. But he sits in the perfect spot on the couch, so he can see right out that fucking little gap in the window to see it. Anybody, because the mailbox, we have one of those community mailboxes in front of our house.
Oh, so
he sits there and waits for somebody to fucking come check their mail. He's pissed. He runs up to the fucking door. Like, we have a French bulldog, and he's he got a mean ass bark for a little ass dog, but same shit. He'll sit there and he'll just wait for somebody to freaking come check the mail. I'm gonna bark at you.
Yeah, you shouldn't be here. Go away, mailman.
Dude, you know what? It's crazy. Working from home, 4 kids, a dog that barks at anybody come check their damn mail.
We'll go
Peace and
crazy.
quiet. I can remember that the UPS guy was scared. We had like a, growing up, he was a German Shepherd. He was an 85-pound German Shepherd. It's good size for a dog, but he would try and like crawl on your lap. He thought he was a teacup poodle.
Okay.
But an 85-pound dog, when it lets off a bark, it's a pretty healthy bark.
Yeah.
And the UPS guy that would come to my parents' house, he'd set the box down on the sidewalk, and then run back in his truck and lay patch as he was driving off in his truck because he was so scared the dog was going to break through. And let's be honest, they had like this shitty screen door. Like, I look back, my dad's like, man, he sure is scared of that. What's the dog going to do? And I'm like, lean on the door and then go running towards the UPS guy. Like, come on, I could hit.
I've been waiting all day for that fucking package.
4 years old, and I could run into that thing and take it off its hinges.
That's why it looked like that.
Sound of it rattle. Anyways, Minneapolis.
What happened? What happened now?
So, I'll set the video up. I'm
gonna need a drink for this one.
Okay, yeah, you should take one. I'll set the video up here. You're about to see a principal of again, I kind of clipped this down so it wouldn't be too long. You're about to see a principal of a high school in Minneapolis, and she is there with multiple other principals of high schools and
so
elementary,
it's a
middle
plethora
schools.
of principals.
Yeah, and they're out at a little corner store where a ute has just been shot.
A ute? There was 2 utes.
2 youths has just been shot. So and she's streaming while she's doing it. So the rest of the video, I'll let it speak for itself, and then we'll take it from there.
Those of you that do not know what is happening in the city of Minneapolis, let me help you understand. So we literally are in a city right now that is completely and entirely out of control. I have to absolutely just say it the way I feel it. It feels out of control. It feels like when I walk into a classroom where the teacher has given up. And all of you guys know the way that classroom feels,
so
right?
any classroom in California.
You'll get that teacher where maybe those 1 or 2 naughty kids that won't listen, the teacher just says fine. They just shrug their shoulders and they sit down behind their desk and they put their feet up and they say, I'll collect this check, do what you need to do. And the whole class goes rogue. That's how it feels to me right now. That's how the city of Minneapolis feels to me right now. Nothing is making any sense. Everything feels topsy-turvy. I understand completely that I am speaking not just as myself, but as the North Community High School principal. And guess what? I am speaking as the North Community High School principal. I have kids that so badly and so deeply want to be in school. They want to play their sports. They want to get in the weight room. They want to work out. And because of COVID, guess what? They can't do anything. We're kicking them out of the school. We're kicking them out of the weight room. They can't practice. They can't work out. All of these things because of COVID. But just down the street, they see people doing whatever they want. They see tents up. They see hundreds of people just not social distancing. And their law enforcement drives right past it. Mm-hmm. We're seeing out in the open whole parking lots that are being taken over. Whole blocks that are being taken over. People who have substance abuse problems, chemical dependency issues, all of these other things, and they are just allowed to be however they want to be, but my kids can't work out. It doesn't make any sense, and the kids know it doesn't make any sense. This absolutely, we have an opportunity in Minneapolis.
Well, didn't they
try
defund the police department in Minneapolis?
To do
one of the first areas?
Yeah.
And that's to say that we are not going to be held hostage by the voices of a few. You overhear law enforcement in our city right now, and they feel like, well, the city council doesn't want us, or well, the people don't want us. Which people? Who?
Yeah,
Which people is it?
Which ones?
Show me where they're at. Okay? So are you talking about the few? Some of them that don't even live here? Are you talking about the people that don't have to worry about their children coming to a store like this, that live in a different part of the city? Is that who you're talking about? Because the people who I'm around need and want good law enforcement. The people who are in my community need and want good law enforcement, and have the maturity to be able to say that we need good law enforcement to need and want us. What I'm seeing in my community is that there's not even patrolling anymore. I can see.
Well, you tell them you don't want them anymore.
Outright
Yeah, you
laws
don't want them.
being
Defund them.
broken. Traffic laws, people driving right through red lights, speeding, going 60, 70 miles an hour. We got kids on skateboards that are getting hit by cars. And nothing. No. What is law enforcement? It's enforcing the law. There is no law enforcement. There is a reaction, but there is no enforcement.
I thought the enforcement was hunting people.
Right. Well, she brings up a good point. Like the three of us sitting here, we're adults, and I'm used to things not making sense, right? As you get older, you just laws, the way the government works, things just don't make sense. But when you're a child, the world around you kind of needs to make sense, or you get a little off balance. And
of change.
She makes a good point about everybody can do anything they want, but not school. No, we can't go to school. We can't play sports. We can't do any of those things. But look at these assholes over here, and idle hands, man. Kids, if you don't find something to do as a kid, the streets will find something for you.
We've had the same problem. Like, our kids aren't running around on the streets. I mean, our kids are still young, but at the same time, what do you do? Like, your kid has distance education, and they're done by 12:30 every day. Like, school's done. They have the 3 meetings a day. School's done by 12:30. Sorry, you can't go out. You can't play with your friends. There's no sports. There's no extracurricular or anything.
Oh, we let our kids go across the street, or they took them to play laser tag.
Yeah, they found an outdoor laser tag thing, and they went last weekend, which is
But I mean, you're not doing that every day. You're not. Maybe your kids are playing with the neighbors, and that's fine. I mean, to each their own. I mean, everybody's bitching about Halloween. What do you do for Halloween? Are you letting your kids trick or treat? Like, my kids will go trick or treating.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, if the census people can come and knock on my door, then kids can come knock on my door.
Right?
There's
people. No, there's people over here. Are you voting for Josh Harder? Can I put a harder sign in your? Fuck no.
They're all statists and deserve to be brought to the Capitol steps and executed.
No, I told him. I said, yeah, put your Josh Harder sign in my front yard, because I need something for target practice. Like, everybody's out of ammo.
She came over here the other day. The census chick. I was in my garage, right? She comes walking up, and she goes, "Hi, can you tell me who you are?" And I said, "Absolutely not." And she looked back. I go, "Why don't you tell me who you are?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm such and such with the Census Bureau." And I said, "Well, I've lived here 25 years, so you know who I am then." This is pretty well established.
She was like, "Well,
you're standing in my driveway." And she's, "Well, I need to ask you about your neighbor." And I said, "Why don't you go ask my neighbor about my neighbor?" "Well, he won't answer the door." I said, "Well, I can't do anything for you. Did you want me to go over and knock on the door for you?"
Like, what do you want me to do? We're in a pandemic, remember?
We played this game back and forth, and I said, "Ma'am, you're going to get nothing from me. I don't know. Yes, some people live in that house. It's different people, different times. Go ask them." "Well, nobody's come to the door." "Well, I'm real sorry."
Jeff, you leave my daughter's gang signs out of this, okay? Just because I got fresh out of prison.
I hope that the one thing that she does show her kids in school, and that I don't understand how this happens, but there is such a dichotomy, such a disconnect between the policies that people vote for, and then what happens to them as the result of these policies.
The shit that
and I hope that she tells them, like, everybody says, go vote. No. What? If you don't know what you're voting for, stay the fuck home. If you're going to research,
leave it blank. Yeah. People don't understand. Like, if you don't understand what you're voting for, leave the fucking shit blank.
Yes.
Leave it blank.
Yeah.
California, in the last election, voted to raise fucking gas prices again.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then we'll get to this in our third segment, but we essentially said the governor can do whatever the fuck he wants without the will of the people voting for it, and A-OK. We trust the governor, and we'll tease it, and we'll tease it right now. He did something that's really good.
No, you know what you need to show right now is the next thing that we're going to fucking talk about, because this is what I feel like doing to California right now.
Right now?
Yes, right now.
So talking about somewhat peaceful protests, let's pull the laptop up.
This is about as peaceful as you can get. It's a piece of something, at least.
So this is Nancy Pelosi's house in San Francisco.
Well, one of her houses.
Yeah, shortly after on Billionaires Row up there on Broadway. Shortly after the salon incident happened, which kind of funny how she goes to a salon.
What's this man doing over here?
He's dropping trow and taking a poop. How about that? Let this one play over.
Was it like a squirt? Like, I don't.
Look at that, and you just kind of. Yep,
that's the Speaker of the House, people.
That's the Speaker of the House, and here's the funny thing. So, as many of you know, I manage 2 buildings in San Francisco.
Okay.
And I can tell you this, I'm not speaking hyperbolically.
And if you're going
every day
to San Francisco,
make sure you take an extra pair of shoes. Every morning, myself and my one engineer, and sometimes if we got a contractor with us, we walk down to the coffee shops, a couple, 2-3 blocks away, depending on where we go.
So it's like playing hopscotch when you're going down the street.
Again, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not speaking in hyperbole here. Every day, there is at least one pile of poop on the sidewalk that we have to walk around.
Why the sidewalk? Why not the gutter? Why not? Why?
I don't know. Ask them.
No, I don't go to San Francisco for that reason.
Yeah,
bro, for
ask
that
them
reason.
why it's on the sidewalk and not the street or the. I'm sure if we walk down the street, you'd probably find 5 times as much poop.
I can imagine you playing hopscotch, going down to the coffee shop, just 1, 2, 3, 4.
You got to be careful because ultimately, what happens? I'm gonna paint a real bad picture for you. But here's what happens. So there'll be the pile, and then there's footprints. And so not only do you want to avoid the pile, but you got to stay out of the path of the last person that stepped in it, because that you'll still be stepping in poopy. So it's not a hopscotch game. It's not, it's disgusting. But here, the point I'm trying to make here.
So it's like double dutch.
So here's the guy. The guy that filmed that became homeless a couple years ago, and so he started a. I don't know how you're homeless and you have a phone and you can start a live stream, maybe an Obama
phones, bro.
But he started a live diary documentary type thing of what it was like to be a homeless person in San Francisco. I can see some value in that. That's kind of a cool thing if you have the ability to and you're homeless, and it's something to do. Again, idle hands at the devil's playground, right? But let's look at this on its face. A homeless man poops in Nancy Pelosi's driveway, and 6 hours later is apprehended by BART cops and federal agents, right?
Okay.
Homeless man poops in front of my building, and I call the local police department and say, "Hey, I have 1080p video from my PTZ camera aimed at this guy. In fact, he lives at the corner of Jackson and
so
Kearney over there.
So he's not homeless.
I see him, and I, that's essentially what the police department tells me.
They're like, do you have an emergency?
Yeah, I'm sorry that we only respond to crimes against humanity now. So. It's just another case of, if you go shit in somebody's driveway up at the top of Billionaires Row in San Francisco, you're going to get the police sent. And if you are crapping on the street and
lightweight want to challenge you to go take a shit in San Francisco on the street and film it.
Let's talk more about that one later. No, because check this out though. I'm being half serious here.
Well, the funny part was
he films and he live streams himself taking a shit.
Somebody was across the street filming that.
He had his camera on a tripod.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Nobody else was filming it. It was him. I cut out that part where he's walking back to the camera and he says some stuff. But so let's film me. Let's live stream me going and pooping in front of a business in San Francisco, and let's see what happens to me.
And see how that damaged your damn character.
Why? Why would it damage his character?
Well, we won't live stream it on the Dick Show. We'll find another live stream section.
Exactly.
And we'll just play it. I'll wear a mask. I'll put a Trump mask on or something. A red MAGA hat.
Jesus, right?
I mean, if he challenges me to it, I can't say no.
Yeah, keep San Francisco great.
Right.
So if someone challenges
you want to know how good? I mean, I know we have some people out there that aren't from California, watching our show. Jeff, I see you out there from the great state of Washington, which is almost as much chaos as California.
Yeah.
And our governor's like, everything's on fucking fire. Let's just pass another law.
Right.
Watch this. I'm going to sign another. Yeah, I'm going to sign another executive order making it illegal starting 2035 to sell gas-operated vehicles in California.
Really?
Yeah.
So there's a fun little story about that.
I want to hear this.
Yeah. So I used to own a sound and lighting company. In fact,
I owned it with you.
Yes, Mr. Rich is over here with my business partner. I received a letter in about 2008 or 9 saying that you own a 1997 Isuzu box truck. Yes, I do. Diesel. You must show evidence that you have purchased a new engine for that vehicle, a brand new engine. Hello, Zuzu. Yes, I have a 1997 box truck. Do you have a brand new engine? Yeah, so that's not going to happen. or you must sell it to somebody out of state. So a couple things happened. One, it devalued the vehicle significantly because now the market in California has become flooded with these vehicles that can only be sold out of state.
Yep.
So the day I got that letter, I put the thing up for sale, and happened to find some gentlemen who were starting up a business in Alaska with a little Kodiak that takes people out on little fishing missions and they wanted to weld a trailer hitch to this thing and throw all their shit in it and drive it to Alaska, and right on. And it made it, and I was proud of that truck.
That diesel was a tank.
Yeah.
That diesel was a tank.
But anyways.
Little 4-cylinder diesel for
here's the backstory. Here's the backstory to that. And I did shit for research on this before we started the show today, so I don't have any names. But there was a gentleman who was hired by the California Air Resources Board in the early 2000s. Now, that's the wing of the DMV, if you will, that regulates emissions in California. They're the people that if you have a weird pollutant issue, you have to go take your vehicle to them. And
on my Cadillac,
the word referee, the referee works for California.
On my Cadillac, I actually had to pay an extra tax because it's a 6-liter.
Sure you do. So exactly. So
really.
So anyways, this gentleman was hired by the California Air Resources Board, and as a statistician, and he came up with a handbook that stated that hydrocarbons from diesel engines were killing people, and millions of Californians were going to die every year because of the hydrocarbons from these diesel engines from these pre-1998, whatever it is.
97
right?
was the year. If your vehicle's older than
somewhere
that,
around there.
Your shit sucks.
You can go online. You can see this. I mean, there are entire industries. All the loggers were very adversely affected by this because, as one of the videos I've seen says, the guy says, "Look, I have a 1950 something truck, big truck, that was my great grandfather's, and then my grandfather's, and when the engine goes, it's millions of miles, and then we put I will have to. My business is done. My business is a truck that I use for my logging industry, and I have to get rid of it now, and I have to go buy a new truck, and I don't have $250,000 to go buy a brand new truck that I don't need." So wrote this handbook. Basically, was the reason I had to get rid of the truck, was the reason thousands of people across the state had to get rid of theirs.
Yeah.
Some statisticians from UC Davis, where he said he was from, contacted the California Air Resources Board, and they said,
"Who?
We looked at the numbers, and not even possible that any of the calculations," he said, no. And second of all,
they're like, no.
He referred to various studies at UC Davis where he graduated from, and we have no record of him being here. He attended UC Davis, didn't even graduate.
Did you take stats in college?
No.
No?
No, I didn't get there.
Stupid.
There's lies, damn lies, and statistics. That's what I know about. So now the California
80% right, 100% of the time.
Right. Lied on his, it's 50-50 chance, but there's a 10% chance of that. Lied on his resume, so the California state government fired him, right?
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
They didn't change shit, did they?
Not only did they not fire him, but they demoted him. He's not chief of that department anymore. But the handbook,
now he's the director.
That handbook that he wrote is still in use by the California Air Resources Board to make poor business owners have to sell their vehicles. And I submit it's the same fuckery that's going on that says that in 2035, go buy an electric truck that can tow 10,000 pounds up a hill in the high desert, 600 miles away.
Good luck with that. When I bought my diesel truck, the first thing I wanted to do is I want this thing to billow out big old clouds of black smoke. They're like, California was like, no, check it out.
There's ways around that. Can't tell the state. And I don't think I want to tell that story. I'll get myself in trouble.
What happened? What happened? What happened?
All you got to do in California is just a visual inspection.
No, mine. I have a 2011, so it was one of the first years with the DEF fluid.
So it's not visual for you then.
So no, you got to go put that shit on the sniffer.
That's why I don't want to get rid of my truck. So mine's visual only. And he slides underneath it and he goes, "I see the flanges around where your catalytic converter is, And I'm sure it's obvious to him when I pull out of there and I back into the muffler shop on the other side of the parking lot. And
go ahead and take that catalytic converter.
And then he sees me toss a catalytic converter in the back of the truck and drive off. And see you in 2 years.
Those fuckers are expensive.
Yeah, it hangs up in the garage.
No, but it's the same shit. Like the same thing happened to my father-in-law. He is 5 years away from retirement, right? And he owns a grading company, excavation. Runs bobcats, all those kind of things, right? And he has about 3 dump trucks that are all set to expire this year. And his options are, well, I can go spend $1 million on 3 new dump trucks, or
$500,000 on 3 new engines for 20-year-old dump trucks.
Yeah. Or be out of business and not have enough money to retire.
Yeah.
What they gonna do with diesel trucks, like hauler trucks?
Well, they're all affected. This is
how are they gonna work?
This is medium duty and up.
That far.
So now the 2035 law will apply to everybody.
Well, I mean, all the money we make on the Dick Show, I mean, we're just going to go buy some new Tesla.
Sure we are. If you know any sponsors that would like to contribute to the Dick Show,
yeah, please, we need electric vehicles.
Reach out to us. Let's take one more break, and we'll come back and we'll talk about some more interesting shit. What do you think about that?
I think it's a damn good idea.
Damn good idea.
Good show.
It's the Dick Show.
Hold on to your mind. Destiny you will find in your own way. Yeah. Ooh, well.
Damn Britain.
Right?
Damn Britain. They want to conquer everything. They can't hold on to shit.
Right? What an awesome little piece of history. 63 countries that celebrate independence from Britain. Fuck Britain. I don't know. I'd like to go there on vacation, but
What would you do
Britain.
there? What would you do there? Where are you going, to London?
Yeah, probably.
You want to see freaking, what is it, Buckingham Palace? That was called?
I want to see a bunch of house music DJs I like that are all based out of UK now.
Yeah, they all suck, bro.
David Lee.
What are you going to do?
Shout out to David Lee. There was a time, if anybody follows me on Facebook, that Joey Negro is what his name on there, and I think he's dropped that because he maybe
You can't call yourself a Negro anymore?
something like that. But I used to go on there about every 3 months and say, why are we letting another year go by where we haven't booked him in the city? And he finally responded
Because
after
it's expensive to
he
pay
responded
someone
after
shut
like
down.
3 or 4 years.
Nightclubs are closed.
Yeah, well, not now. It's not going to happen. He responded after like 3 or 4 years and said basically that work visas and Trump, and he wasn't ever going to come to the U.S. again. And all right, well then fuck off then.
Because he hates Trump.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because everybody tells him to. That's probably why. If you don't live here,
I'm gonna go shit in his front yard too.
if you don't live in the United States and you don't see, and I don't like the man either, and I've made that publicly known on the show, but there's been lots of good things to come out of his presidency, enough so that there is at the very least an offset. Maybe not a lot, but there are a broken clock is right
what?
twice. A broken clock is right twice a day,
Did
right?
you say what? There was an offset?
Yeah, to mitigate some of the shitty things that have happened.
Speaking of offset,
oh, I did say offset. That's a good.
he is no longer
Cardi B,
he is no longer married.
Anyway, let me just
anymore.
finish this thought. If you don't live in the United States, then you see none of the good, and you only hear what CNN and New York Post and whatever says about him, and then you're really biased about it. So, go to Mexico and see how many fuck Trump shirts there are hanging up all over the place.
Is it bad?
It's yeah.
Why?
Everywhere you go. Well, he wants to build a wall.
I can't traffic children anymore. Like, this is terrible.
Maybe
it's terrible for business.
Cardi B an offset.
What happened? What happened? I guess that wet ass. What is it, T? What does WAP stand for, T?
Weird ass people.
Close.
Could be.
Close. So I guess the WAP wasn't good enough for Offset.
Is Offset going to come up with a song called Fad?
What is that?
FAD.
What does FAD stand for? I see you smirking over there.
Fat ass,
Fat ass what?
Penal unit.
Cock.
Fat ass Donald.
Yeah.
That's Donald.
I don't want to say it on the air. I might offend somebody.
Why? Are dicks offensive?
Maybe.
No. So Cardi B filed for divorce. Now they're both rich. Well, you assume they're both rich. I'm not really sure that they're both rich. I remember
he was like kind of messing around with her, on her a lot. Right?
No,
I don't follow that kind of stuff too much, but
worship and prayer is what WAP stands for. Worship and prayer, right? Exactly.
Is that kind of like how I used to think?
Perfect.
When LOL first came out, I thought it meant lots of love. And so,
you're like,
so people were like, my grandma just died today, and I'd post LOL as a comment.
And there's lots of love to you.
Like,
worship and
LOL,
prayer.
lots of love. That's not what
exactly.
It means.
No. So the WAP didn't keep Offset, and people are saying that it was he was cheating.
He's got to go find another WAP now.
Well, you know what? The funny thing was when she applied for divorce, and she was saying that it wasn't from him cheating. We just don't get along. We argue too much, right?
Okay.
What marriage do you not argue? When you
Well,
stop arguing, it means you don't care. Straight up. Straight up. It's when you get to the point to where you're like, you know what, I don't even want to fucking argue with you anymore. That's when the marriage is over. That's when the relationship is over. When you're like, I don't even care to hear your bullshit anymore.
You're
it's
right.
just
You're right. I'm wrong.
yeah,
I'm a
okay,
piece of shit.
whatever. I get
Whatever.
it. I get it, right? But no. So you would assume they're both wealthy, at least well off, right? Cardi did.
I would assume that. Yeah.
She did fix her teeth.
So who?
but
so who pays the alimony though? In this situation?
she is suing him. You know, split assets. There was no prenup, so they're going to split assets.
Okay.
Right. So what happens if they're both broke? I mean, I know you DJ'd mostly house music. I did a lot of hip hop, right?
And it becomes a bap.
But exactly that broke ass, right? Broke ass people. But no. Well, what happened was, it's like I met a lot of hip hop artists that, you know, they got the chains, they got the rented cars and all that kind of shit. But you'd go do shows and these.
Speaking of you, Drew Down.
What? I'm sorry.
I said I'm speaking of you, Drew Down.
No, but you'd go see a lot of these people and they would be sharing hotel rooms together because they couldn't afford, you know, their own room. You know, they front like we're staying in suites and I drive Lamborghinis, but
of course,
most of them, they're sharing rooms with their other people on their label.
Sleeping in their car.
Exactly. You got a $50,000 chain and I'm sharing a hotel room with another guy.
I wouldn't mind driving around in that crazy ass van they had with all the stuff painted on the side, though.
Dude, that shit was tight.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. You know, a little yellow school bus. I mean, we had one of those for a while.
Absolutely.
Let's hit a video real quick.
What do you got?
I want to
Show me
talk.
something.
So there's an article in New York Post, actually, and we're a little bit behind on some of this stuff because some of this we had planned to talk about on our last show, and then it got canceled. But so Trump bans divisive anti-American diversity training in the federal government. Let's pull up another one. Pull up my laptop real quick. I just want everybody to see this. So as you see, this is labeled on CNN. Of course, Trump bans, using finger quotes, propaganda training sessions on race and latest overture to his base. Now, since this article happened, he's actually not only banned the, critical race theory for federal employees, but also for
So hold on a second. So explain a little bit what that means.
Well, I got a video that's going to explain it, and,
Okay.
and it's going to explain where he's coming from. And let's pull that up.
I want to see what you
let's
actually
pull that
have.
up right now. So this is. I'll let the video speak for itself.
All white people are racist.
All of them?
So I put this up because I really want any white person in the room to know up front that this is what we're dealing with, that it's not going to be this coddling of white tears and what that looks like. We're not going to discuss, maybe some of us have worked it out. No, you're always going to be racist, actually. So even when you're on your path to trying to figure out how to be a better human being, because I believe that white people are born into not being human.
She's drinking freaking vodka straight up.
People of color and black folks being dehumanized, that actually everyone is dehumanized off rip within white supremacy, that y'all are born into a life to not be human, and that's what y'all are taught to do, to be demons. Damn. So in this particular way, white people are all racist. So I just want y'all to know that.
I want to know, dickheads, chime in on this one.
Wow.
If you were sitting in a meeting,
that's powerful.
If you were sitting in a meeting, and you heard that, you saw all those people? They were sitting there drinking their water and go, "Oh, she's so right. I need to go home and get in touch with my inner racist." Would you sit there, or would you stand up, throw your glass on the ground, and say, "This is a bunch of the most chicken shit bullshit I've ever racist nonsense I've ever heard," and stomp out of the room? Because I'll tell you what. Listen to what she said. All white people are racist. Now, if you put a white person up there, and I'm sorry everybody always makes this comparison, but you put a white person up there and you put black people in the audience, it would sound like something straight out of the Klan.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not joking. It would sound like something straight out of a goddamn Klan meeting. All black people are a certain way. What? No. That's the most racist thing I've ever heard. So Trump's take on it is...
You can't push your propaganda.
We're not paying. You saw that bitch. She had her PayPal email address up there on the thing that she wants people to send her money. And I meant to have the website up for us to see it. And her website's crazy and garbage.
Put up her Venmo. Her Venmo.
But yeah, you know what? Let's not spend federal dollars on that sort of thing, and let's not have to subject our federal employees to that sort of.
Propaganda.
Straight
really.
up. Yeah, exactly. And he's now expanded that. He's now expanded that to include contractors and vendors. Like you go to that and you're out. So you know what? Good for him, because this has gotten out of hand. And I'm a person. Obviously, I'm in an
You're an interrelationship?
Interracial relationship. I don't sit here and pretend to understand the struggles of Black America. I don't. I might be closer to it on some levels than a lot of other people I know, but I don't understand it to the level of somebody who is African American. I haven't walked in their shoes. I haven't witnessed the things that they have in person. And so I won't sit here and I won't pretend like, I won't be that guy to say, hold on a second, hold on. I won't pretend to be that guy. Well, my girlfriend's Black, so I'm not racist or whatever. I hate people that do that. I have a Black friend. She thinks I mean, we all have our stereotypes, I guess, but
you're that weak ass pussy.
But when I hear somebody stand up, and we've played that woke versus racist thing on here before as a joke, but like as a serious joke, when I hear somebody stand up and say you're white and because you're white you think a certain way, I'm sorry, but that's the same. I turn off at that point.
That's the same stereotypical bullshit that they try to put on people. Instead of, you can be a good person. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. If you really want to get rid of racism, you have to stop looking at, you're white, so you think this way, or you freaking vote for Trump, so you think this way.
It's okay to see color.
I could be a fucking good person and still love America.
Yeah.
I could not hate anybody and still love fucking America.
Mm-hmm.
I can believe that, the next SCOTUS, not POTUS, but SCOTUS, is going to be a good fucking judge regardless of who appoints them.
And I even
their job is to uphold the Constitution, period. And not because I was appointed by Trump, so I got to freaking vote this way or that way. No, your job is to freaking say, this is what the Constitution meant. This is fucking law, period.
And I think that here we go with the sound bites that'll come out of this. But I think that every race has its negative and its positive stereotypes. And I think if you're a good person...
I love watermelon too.
Yeah. I think if you're a good person, you look within yourselves, not only to improve the bad sides of you, but to make sure that you don't meet those stereotypes of whatever people have against you because you're white or because you're Black or because you're Hispanic, whatever.
Damn, we went down a crazy ass fucking road, didn't we?
Yeah. Judging everybody and standing up there, I would have lost my job. And what do? If you're in a spot but if I had to sit there and that lady was saying that to me, I would have stood up and told her she was racist as shit, and I'd probably thrown my glass on the ground.
I would have thrown it at her.
Fuck off, and I would have walked out.
Tiani says I look like a prisoner, so I would have probably threw my cup at her.
At her, alcohol and all.
Well, I would have finished the hen first, but I would have threw my cup and my ice cube at her. So
the problem is, you know what? You get in an argument with a person like that, you're not going to win.
Well, you can't.
It's just going to be a bunch of. It's just going to
because they're going to pull the race card and be like, "Well, you're freaking, you're racist.
See this racist.
See how racist.
See how racist they are. They just stood up. They don't like what I'm saying. They're racist.
Just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean I'm racist. I'm a good fucking person, and I try to be the best person that I possibly be. And I'm going to teach my children to freaking be the best people that they can possibly be.
Whitey. What the hell?
Don't never trust Whitey.
So speaking of Whiteys, there's a debate next week, bro. There's a debate next week.
Yep, we are gonna.
I can't fucking wait for this debate.
We're gonna watch that. We debated here at the RM Studios. We were thinking about we're actually
gonna
live stream
this
it and commentate, but I think more meaningful would be us clipping some of our favorite sections of the debate and things that we want to talk about.
Bing bong, bing bing bong.
Yep. So we're gonna record.
China is asshole.
I'm sure we'll hear that today. We're gonna record
the China virus. I actually have a list here. So the debate is next Tuesday, right?
Okay.
And it's going to be not commentated, but it's going to be
comes from China.
It's going to be hosted by Chris Wallace, right? It's going to be in Cleveland.
Bing bing bong bong bing bing bing.
Exactly. And they announced today what the topics they were going to discuss, right?
What are those topics?
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Trump and Biden records. Okay, it's number one topic. That is the first thing that they're going to discuss is their history.
All right.
Are they going to talk about family members, their children, their drug habits?
Okay.
I don't know. Right? The Supreme Court. COVID-19.
Okay.
They're going to talk about the economy.
All right.
They're going to talk about race and violence in the cities of the United States.
Good topic.
As well as the integrity of the actual election itself.
Okay.
So there should be some good stuff for them to actually chime in on. I'm kind of curious if Joe can make it through 90 minutes. 15 minutes.
Trump thinks he's going to have a big old needle and big old shot in his ass. He wants to. Oh man, I wish I had pulled audio of that. He wants to do.
I thought Rogan was really going to fucking, mediate it.
Oh, wouldn't have been.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Oh, dude, tell me that wouldn't have been freaking awesome.
They wouldn't have allowed that to happen. There's no way. It would have been great though.
You imagine the numbers they would have pulled off of that shit?
Right.
They're like, we got a bunch of Kroger crackers on that shit. It would have been fucking awesome.
Oh.
But California,
Ben Shapiro's leaving.
Love it or leave it, bro.
Yeah.
Love it or leave it.
Ben Shapiro doesn't want to have to buy a gas car in 2035. He says,
No,
I'm
he's
out.
like, fuck it, I'm
out.
I'm going to Tennessee. Packed up his whole business.
He's the fifth person I know of moving out of California to Tennessee.
You know what? Multi-million-dollar company that he built, right?
Mm-hmm.
Off of doing podcasts just like our bullshit, right? Did you watch the actual release that he said when he was moving to Tennessee?
No, I didn't hear about this until you told me in our pre-show tonight.
So he was talking about it. He's like, you know what? The biggest thing that was keeping me in California, because like I'm sick of the government, I'm sick of the laws, I'm sick of the taxes, I'm sick of all the bullshit, right? And you know, and he's rich. He's got a nice house, lives in the fucking hills,
right?
You know, in L.A.
They're going, you know, increasingly they're going after people with wealth in California. If you built something and you have money, they're coming after you.
Exactly. So
you think they're coming after me and you, Bab? Try having a couple mil in your bank account.
Yeah. Sorry. No. So he actually asked his employees, like, hey, you know what? I'm thinking about moving this business to Tennessee. Would you come with me? 41 employees. Okay. Every single one of them said, when are we leaving?
So not only is he moving, but he's taking 41 tax-paying citizens away with him.
Every single employee that he had is going with him to Tennessee.
Of course they are.
I want to go to Tennessee.
Everybody I know that's moved to Tennessee. I know a couple people that said they were going to move there and then be right back, and 6 months of living out there, and they were like, hell
You know what's crazy about that is I actually asked my wife, and I'm like, babe, if we were to leave California, where would be the first place that you'd want to move to? First thing she said, Nashville.
Okay.
I have no idea why Nashville or why Nashville came up. Like, she tells me she loves the ocean, she loves the beach. Well, everybody, dude, I fucking bought a cowboy hat for that woman, bro. Like,
you know, you once got mad at me at a karaoke bar because I was singing The Fireman.
Sing it.
I'm not going to sing it now.
Come on, give me a one-liner. Give me a one-liner.
Nope.
Come on.
Nope.
I'll give you some more rum.
I have plenty of rum right here in front of me, actually.
Well, drink it and sing the first line. Well, they call you the Fireman.
That's my name.
Come on.
You got so mad at me. You're so mad. So, damn it, man. You went just beating feet out of Great Plate. We're hip hop DJs. What are you doing? You're so angry.
Ever since then, he played house music.
Yeah. Well, I really showed you, didn't I? Oh, man. Well, we thank you guys for checking in with us tonight, watching us. We're going to be back here again 7 o'clock next Wednesday with all sorts of results from the debate.
I can't wait to talk about that.
I can't wait to talk about that.
I really can't. I know we try not to be super political, but I cannot wait to talk about all the bullshit that I seen the night before. I hope there's some good shit. I really do.
I do too. Let's leave you with a video of chicks strutting around in skirts.
Chicks in skirts?
Chicks in skirts.
Yes!
It's kind of like the trampoline girls, but this is chicks in skirts.
I've been waiting for chicks in skirts for like 3 weeks now.
Here we go. Chicks in skirts.
Damn good.
Damn good chick.
Damn good chick. Short skirts.
You know, they sell little baby chicks at Ace Hardware every season. And
bullshit.
Yeah, they do, and I always want to go grab some, but you know, I don't want.
Don't tell my wife
chickens.
that. Don't tell my wife. I don't want chickens. I want the chicks.
Right.
If you're in California, as long as you're 10 years older, you're good.
Oh my god.
Next time on the Dick Show.
I hate California.
A little jaunty music they got with it too here.
The jaunty. Spell it.
Jaunty. Jaunty, I think.
That's a lot of chicks. That's a lot of chicks.
I think I just saw something I wasn't supposed to see right there.
What did you see?
He had its butt turned to us.
Oh.
Yeah.
What, it was pecking his ass or what?
All right, everybody. We'll catch you next Wednesday night.
See ya.
Peace out.